Sinapse here, and I'm in Kabukicho today, which is one of the most busy and lit areas of Tokyo, and a great place to pick up girls, especially if you like kind of salary type ladies or night workers, which is my personal interest and preference. But either way, today what I want to talk to you guys about is screening on the open with your Charai vibe, alright? Now, if you guys have been in Japan for a short amount of time even, you probably have heard the word Charai, which in Japanese essentially means player or playboy, gamey, right? That sort of thing. Now, a lot of people are worried. They're like, if I get called this, is that a bad thing? What does that mean? Should I like change my life? Should I worry about my situation? And Charai is not a bad thing, all right? Now, with that said, there are a lot of multiple meanings in regards to that word. Sometimes people say that in the sense, and it means actually you're just being incongruent, right? So first, whereas you came in as a serious type, trying to be very presentable, have a nice job, all these other things, then all of a sudden, bam, you make a move on the girl, and she's like, what, Charai, right? What she's saying is that there's an incongruence between how you initially presented yourself and how you are now trying to act, all right? But if you come up and you say, well, let's do the line, right? Let's do this, let's do that. And she says, oh, that's really fast, that's Charai. That is not a bad thing, right? That is okay. In other words, making moves quickly, girls will say you're Charai, and that meaning means light or casual, like too casual in a certain way. But the way you should react is you should see it as, in general, a good thing. It means that you are expressing your intentions, you're moving the interaction forward, and if she's not interested in that type of interaction, she might back off, all right? What you do not want to do is you don't want to fight it. You want to be like, no, I'm not Charai, like I'm very serious or whatever, right? Don't fight it, don't take offense, just own it and be like, Dame, something wrong, right? Or just repeat the action, right? You're like, no, it's fine, we're doing the line exchange, right? So, that is Charai. Now what about screening, right? Essentially, girls, when you meet them, because everything is so minimal in Japan in terms of how you talk, how you communicate, right? You're not going to be doing overt sexual escalation on the street, right? You're not going to be making out with girls on the street or, trying to do crazy kino on the street, telling girls that they're super sexy or whatever, right? Just on the street. That's probably a bad move, and it's going to spook a lot of girls, and the ones that aren't spooked are going to feel a bit cheap, essentially, right? Japan is much more about doing game classy, right? Being self-contained, being chill within your bubble, but at the same time, the fangs need to show, right? Now, what do I mean by fangs, right? Well, carnivores, meat-eating animals, have fangs to eat the meat, right? So she should sense your fangs, right? Fangs are something that comes out of your mouth. So when you're looking at somebody, when you're talking to them, they can sense that vibe, right? They need to be able to sense a little bit of sexual energy coming from you in order, to take the place of what you might do in the West, which would be direct sexual escalation in public or something, right? In Japan, you don't want to touch girls that much right off the open or anything like that. So instead of that, you need to let the vibe seep out, right? The fangs come out naturally, right? Now, how do you do that? Essentially, it all comes down to creating, one, masculine voice tone, right? Deeper and probably louder than you're expecting, right? Calm and poised body language, right? Intense looks. You need that eye contact. Now, this shouldn't be lasered, locked on, Terminator eye contact non-stop, but at certain moments, you need to look into her soul through your eyes and not be the first one to look away, right? She needs to feel that energy coming from you, and you need to be able to hold your ground, right, in terms of the eye contact, okay? So fight the urge to look away, look her deep in the eyes, at least, one or two times during the interaction, and do not be the first one to break eye contact, all right? On top of that, slowing down your speech works wonders. Creating pauses before key words, right? So, for example, if you're making an assumption about her, if you say, hey, you seem like a student, right? Add that pause before the key word so that she's waiting on the next word, all right? In addition, whenever she reacts, if she says something funny or says something boring or she says something mean, don't be the first, don't jump in with your reaction, right? Create the little buffer zone, that second pause, and then react, right? It's gonna make it easier for you and more comfortable for her, right? So let's say she says, fuck you, you're bald, right? Let it soak in, and then be like, why do you like bald guys, right? Or whatever your response is gonna be. Let that 1 second buffer fill, right? So she says something, you take a second to collect your thoughts and then respond, right? And it has two effects. It makes it easier for you to respond with something meaningful, and also makes it so you're less reactive to what she's saying, right? And that is so critical when it comes to projecting that masculine energy or those fangs that you need to see from a distance, all right? All right, guys, so now some of you guys may be noticing, right, a lot of my interactions are pretty charai, pretty extreme, right? That's because I'm screening for girls really hard based on how willing they will be in the future to essentially put out or at least get sexual, get interested, right? One way you could put it is I'm making the interaction very sexual without saying anything explicitly sexual. So I'm never gonna be like, what sex position is your favorite or anything like that. I'm not gonna be like overly touching her in the street, right? But everything is done through the vibe, right? Through the vibe, everything's very, from the outside person looking in, it's all very civil, it's all very contained, it's all very buttoned up. But from the inside, from the first person view, she's feeling massive sexual, masculine energy, right? And that is where you want to be ultimately, right? That's ultimately where you want to be, to the position, to the point where if you get in isolation with her, she knows what's going to happen, right? And that's how you decrease the last minute resistance. That's how you increase the ability to take her home on the first day or on the date, all right? All right, guys, have a beautiful evening. I'm about to go talk to some women right now, and signing out from Kabukicho.